Hello, everybody. For my informative speech, I'd like to talk to you guys about GMOs. So you may ask, like, what is a GMO? Well, a GMO is a genetically modified organism. It's plant, animals, organisms, other organisms whose genetic makeup has been modified in a lab using genetic engineering or transgenic technology. This creates combinations of plants, animals, bacteria, and virus genes that don't occur naturally in nature or through traditional crossbreeding methods. So you may ask, so what? What's the big deal? Um, why is that bad? Or what is that got? What has that got to do with me? Well, honestly, it has a lot to do with you and everyone. The reason that these GMOs were created were um, to help plants become more resistant to bugs and things like that. The problem is that these plants that were GMO'd, they have been fed to animals, and then in turn we eat them. So we're taking in all of those, genetically modified organisms, and as a result, people have been coming up with a lot more sicknesses like diabetes, um, health problems like obesity and things like that. So it's important that we identify what plants and what products we eat are being consumed because they are bad for us. For example, there are certain foods that have a higher concentration of GMOs, and some of them can be in corn, like corn. What is it, like corn oil, um, canola oil, cotton, summer squash, um, alfalfa, soy, and sugar. So some of these things, people eat those every day. So it's also found in apples, mushrooms, and oranges, um, wheat and rice, not on such a high level as with the corn and cotton and things like that, and potatoes. So it's important that when you go shopping, when you go to the market, that you realize that that these GMO items are available for consumption, and that we stay clear away from them or buy them as little as possible. So you might ask yourself, well, what can I do? To avoid that or lessen it? Well, the best thing to do is that when you can, is to buy organic. Um, these foods that are organic, there are no pesticides, and they've gone through a process whereby they are strictly regulated so that they don't contain GMOs. Um, and this helps. This helps consumers, not fall into the trap of buying foods that are, in the end, really harmful to them. The downside of that is that organic, as we all know, can become very expensive, and sometimes it's not readily available to consumers. So that's the downside of it. But again, where you can and when you can afford it, or what items you can afford to buy organic, just try to do that, and you'll see, like, over time, maybe your body will start to change in a good way. All right, so I hope that this little video gave you a little bit of insight on what GMOs are, what you can do to stay clear of them, and what can you do to in place of buying GMOs, buy organic when you can. Okay, thank you.